Hello all, RegiTime here again with another episode of myself coaching myself. I know we're using the format that you guys said you didn't like too much from the last video, but there's a reason for that, and the reason is, well, there's two reasons actually. Volume and the size of the player pool right now. It's like lunchtime on Good Friday, and as you can see in the pool, there's not many in it. There's 20 players in it, and if we were two tabling, it would be too slow. So quite simply, we need to have the 4 tables going. I know you guys don't like it, but I need to get some volume in. I was hoping to have had more hands in by now. But I've been playing on other sites too at higher stakes for my usual games, and as this is just a side project, it's kind of been pushed aside a little bit more than I would have liked. So, yeah, when I get time to play like this time of day, I've just got like a spare half an hour, 45 minutes, where I'm not doing much, so it's not really enough time to fire up a session on my regular table normal games, but it's enough to do a brief update of this and get some hands in on this. Then that's what I'm going to do. And the format isn't great, but it's on free, it's on YouTube. If you don't like it, don't watch. Pretty much as simple as that, really. I don't mean to be like cocky or arsey about that, but you know, there's plenty of free content out there. If you don't like this format, then I'm sure you'll soon find something that you do like, and I'm sure we'll be doing some two tabling sessions again at some point in the future. It's just for the time being, whilst volume is my kind of priority on this challenge, then not challenge, but series, whatever you want to call it, volume is my priority, not really video quality. But obviously video quality is important, and now I'm just rambling, so I'll shut the fuck up. Call it open with the 10-9 against the player with the interesting stats. So if we do get any interesting pots we don't see the showdown of, we'll do the same as last time, and we'll go into Holder Manager at the end, and we'll look and see what hell happened. I hope he doesn't bomb here. Quite like to see a cheap river. Doesn't bet at all. It doesn't get cheaper than that, does it? So I think we will check back. Our hands are struggling to a bit for value, and we don't really need to bluff with our draw, so I'm not going to. And now we're just going to check back. And we win. We maybe could have got some value from the 8-7 there, but I think that's fine. Sorry for slurping there, if you heard it. Typical English gentleman having a cup of tea at lunchtime. As you can see, as we're playing 4 tables here, and we're still not getting like super smooth action. So 2 tabling would just have been a nightmare. Would have been just sat waiting too long for hands to arrive. Maybe I just didn't need to make a video, but fuck it. And I am anyway. Maybe I could just have played the session and not recorded it, but I'm probably not going to get to play tonight because it's like Friday night and it's one of my main nights for actually playing my main games. And then tomorrow, it's Saturday, I've got the kids, I'm doing other stuff, so probably won't play much tomorrow. Then it's going to be Easter Sunday, and I haven't got a religious bone in my body, but no doubt the wife will want to go out and do something because every fucker else will be. So yeah, this might be the last chance I get to make a video for a few days, so I thought, let's just get one made. I don't think I've had one small blind steal get through yet. Hopefully that might be the first. I'm going to just peel one, see it. With the 7s, if you blast a turn, we'll let it go. Checks. Not really sure if my 7s are in front or behind. And again, still not sure. Certainly can't bet. And that's one we'll look at the end to see what went on there. Maybe we just won against who knows what. Some random nonsense. opposed to 3-bet, just 38%. C-bet, sorry. Feels kind of weak to bet once we make a check, fold once we make a pair, but I think we will. Okay, Frank, take it away, sir. I'm just going to stop stealing as wide at the moment because the games are really fishy and these guys just aren't folding to small raises, so we're just not going to steal with some of like our worst hands because that hasn't been working out too well so far this session. What percent have we been stealing? We're opening at 47% from the button, 50% from the small blind, and it's not been working great, so we're going to cut out some of the weaker hands in our range from those positions and just focus more on raising with a little bit of quality hands that's going to give us hopefully some post flop opportunities. It's a very different game when you're playing. I mean, this is the same game as I played, like, well, I played all week and what have you, but when it's like it is, which is just like no regulars, there's one regular just joined now, and just like all weaker players, it's a completely different game. And I think sometimes I'm slow to adjust to that because I'm just like, oh, I'm playing fast fold, I'm doing these things, and then it takes me sometimes maybe 100 or so hands, or maybe 10 or 15 minutes to be like, right, no, slow it down. Let's not do all the things we usually do when we're playing in games that have got more regulars in, more people are folding more. And let's just remember that we're playing in a pool now that's the same game as we were playing the other night, but now it's much fishier. So we need to make some adjustments to that. That won't be the case if you're playing like Zoom or something like that, where the pools are pretty consistent in like how they're made up, but there isn't consistency in how these pools are made up. They seem to vary from day to day. At peak times there's an element of consistency. You tend to see a lot of the same players, but off peak you seem to meet a lot of randoms, and it makes for good games, but it makes for quick adjustments that we need to make and higher short-term variance. I'm going to raise the 8-7 backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw against this silly donk bet. Turn a pair, now I'm going to bet for value. And almost certainly check back the river unimproved. Some backdoor equity again here with the ace-6. So again, this is a slightly worse raise because he is c-betting and he may well just have a good hand, but we'll have a go anyway. I think I like backdoor equity almost more than I like my cat, I think. And I do like my cat. She's a pain in the ass, but I do like her. Not a great board to see bet when he's limped the button, even though we do have a good shot. I picked up the double good shot and the jacks popped. We'll take one stab and then make a decision on the river whether to barrel or not. I think we're definitely going to barrel on that river. I'm not going to 3-bet here, because if I 3-bet, I'm kind of just saying I have a set. Call, take our pods. Hope to get an interesting turn. So I don't think he reps very much either that raises here, so I think we can also sometimes have the best hand, which is like king high. Beat some draws. We've got good equity against pairs if he's being a bit of a numpty and raising pairs. And he checks back. I'm going to check, thinking that sometimes he's just going to give up and we're going to win with king high. And I'm going to raise if he bets, because I don't think he reps very much. And if he just checks back with that pocket sevens or something like that, and we look at showdown later, and he's just had to have like pocket sevens, and I just put a note on him saying that he makes like bad raises and then just shuts down. But I think king high can sometimes be good there. And I think he's just going to, like, if he was like raising light, very, very thin value on the flop, he's often just going to call that river anyway. Because that's why he's checked back the turn. He's checked back the turn so he can call the river. Interesting to go and look for that one at the end now, see what happened. That's the nuts. Interesting, the game's got slower as more players have joined it. Oh, it feels like it has. Played a tournament last night. I don't play many tournaments. I played it for about 5 hours. I finished in the top 30 of 600 players. And I just tripled my buy-in, and it felt really unsatisfying. I don't think I could go back to ever being like a tournament grinder. Because even though obviously it's really good to get to like the last 30 or 600, and I felt like I played really well, then we just went out in the end, ace queen versus pocket kings, like completely standard spot, like button versus blind. I just felt like so unsatisfied by it all. Yeah, so I don't mind the occasional tournament now and again, but I don't be playing too many. He's just obviously got something really good here. So we're going to fold. Could 3-bet the sevens for value, but it's thin against someone who isn't raising very often, playing lots of hands. It appears that sadly, as the pool is getting a little bit larger, it's just because there's more regulars joining, which is unfortunate, but it's kind of a guess that's just how it works. A 7, please, dealer. No, he's not a 7. None of those cards are a 7. In 3-bet, pot size C-bet. I wonder what you've got, sir. Don't think it's going to be a bluff. It can be interesting how we flop like this, the weak over pair. Because I don't expect twee bets to c-bet too often here in a multi-way pot against a fish. So I think I'm tempted to lead out for value from Play with Dreams. Oops. And all of a sudden everything went bonkers there. Because a different hand popped up. Not quite sure how that happened, but whatever. Kind of throw me out on both hands, but never mind. Guess just a little bit of glitchy software. That's a big bet. We have to call once, but I'm probably going to fold the turn a lot. Certainly have to fold that turn. I'm just going to believe him here. And like the feel of the pool has changed dramatically in the last few minutes. Just the addition of 2 or 3 regulars has like completely changed how the games are played. You got this twee bets who's come in is just like, seems like he's playing good solid poker. And it only takes 2 or 3 regulars to come and sit at like 3 or 4 tables, and now like 4 players 4 tabling now, and 1 player 3 tabling. And it makes an enormous difference to how it feels like the pool is playing. And again, you've got to adjust really quickly. Now I've got to try and slip back into, right, we're playing more regulars, so we're going to play more regular sort of how I play against regulars more often now, and I'm going to get away from the like being a bit more passive pre-flop and what have you. Try to see flops. We're not going to get to see as many flops now because we're playing against regulars. If we call too often, we're going to get squeezed. So we're going to have to that, but we can start stealing more. We can start 3-betting a little bit wider more because we get more folds, and our whole strategy is going to have to change. And you've got to be good at identifying when things change in the game and like adjust your strategy to how the game's playing. If you just like play the same strategy all the time, what the fuck? You're just not going to be playing optimally. You know, but it's fast forward get. We want to play a little bit balanced and beat GTO and all that nonsense. But we still want to try and play exploitatively where we can. And just like, or like play different styles for different fields. Because hopefully that'll get the best out of ourselves. It'll keep us thinking all the time. It'll get the best out of the pools. See, the pool's shrunk again now, down to 23 players again. But sadly, there's still twee bets is still in it, and Death Angel still in it, who are probably still going to have a big influence on how this game plays. I'm going to squeeze the 9s here for sure. To be fair, this twee bets doesn't seem like he's getting too out of line, to be fair. Just to say that he just puts the 4-bet in. He hasn't even 3-bet once yet, but he seems pretty aggro. We'll let it go this first time. If we 3-bet him again and he 4-bets and we have a pair, then we'll probably just jam it in his eye. I'm going to call the river with the aces. We check back the turn. We're certainly going to call the river. And he doesn't bet, so we're not bet folding here. We're bet calling for sure. I think he leads the queen on the river most of the time. when we check back the turn. So when I cap my range on turns, I don't often fold it when I get raised on rivers, because I think people get out of line a little bit versus cap. Well, regulars do anyway, when you think your range is capped. Or when your range is capped. This is thin. That's a raise we don't have to make, but we will go for the isolation. Maybe we won't try that again. Not the greatest of flops, and we have an opponent who up to now has only c-bet 30%, so we'll let the king jack go. I'm still not convinced by that pocket nines fold, but I think it's probably okay. Checks back flop, calls. I'm just checking. He just probably got a weak ace here that he just pot controlled the flop with. Not going to bet there. Too often there we just run into ace x. I took my stab on the turn in case he's just completely giving up. Too often there I just bet and people just snap it off with like ace 6 and stuff, ace 4. So yeah, we're not going to fall into that trap. We will go back and look at the end though, see exactly what hand he checked back with and then called the turn. Three bet here just to kind of try and knock the blinds out. We call there's two regulars in the blinds, don't want to get squeezed. Ace 10 plays okay in a squeeze pot, but I'd much rather play it with the initiative and knock the blinds out. We don't flop much, but we do have like backdoor everything, so we're certainly going to see bet once and then proceed with caution if we get called, fold if we get raised. Just going for it now. We're just going to go for it. Now we turn the open ender. And it hasn't popped back up yet, so it looks like the overbet's worked. ABC tag. I don't think anything bugs me more. Well, plenty does bug me more, but I find it very annoying when I see, and it's probably way more annoying than it fucking should actually. And I see people having like poker terminology as their screen name. I'm like, fucking Jesus Christ, you've got the whole. I mean, I'm not saying my screen names are great because they're fucking not, but you got like every word in the history of the world to use a screen name, to be like, to get a screen name that's like unique to you, and you choose ABC tag. You fucking tedious oaf. And I'm really sorry if you're watching this video, but no, not having it. Not having that using poker terminology as your screen name is in any way cool. And I'm fully aware that my screen names are probably quite shit. So we played 20 odd minutes, which isn't really that much, but I'm probably going to play for another 5. Then we'll quickly look at a couple of the hands that we played that we didn't get to see the end result of, because my wife will be coming home from work in approximately 20 minutes, and we've started recording a rugby match that she wants to watch when she gets in. She's going to call here to allow the blinds in this time. Last time we 3-bet to make the blinds fold. This time we're going to call to allow them to come in because they both look like the fish, which is a big difference. Is why I'm not 3-betting. First, I'm 3-betting it's a regular who's going to play well against me in 3-bet pots, and secondly, there's fish in the blinds that I want to see flops with. I have no fucking clue what this means. I'm going to raise versus it, because if we just call, our range is so weak when we just call there. I'll pick up the flush draw and he checks. I'm not going to try and bluff this guy again. We're just going to try and hit a diamond, an ace, or a queen. We fail, and now we give up. Let's 3-bet the 8-9. Suited again to try and knock the players out behind us, because there's like 3 regulars behind. Do not want to be getting squeezed in that spot. And now we've flopped really big draws, so good luck us if he check raises, because we won't be folding. So as you can see during this session, there's different reasons for 3-betting. My usual reason for 3, if I'm 3-betting regular, I'm going to be quite polarised. This guy's just fucking jamming again. I almost want to spike call him. I'm not going to. But I almost wanted to. Yeah, so my reasons for 3-betting. If they're 3-betting regular, it's going to be quite polarised. I'm either doing it for value or because I think they're out of line from whatever position that they're in. For 3-betting versus a fish, it's either going to be for value or it's going to be just to isolate him and knock out aggressive regulars behind me. I'm not just 3-betting because I have a particular hand. My hand's important, but it's not as important as like my other reasons for doing it, which are going to be either isolation or value or something like that. So my 3-bet strategy is all over the map, but it's a strategy that works very well for me, and I understand why I'm doing it. I'm going to check raise versus Frank here and hope he just goes for a bluff. Or goes for something value with an ace or something. There's a reasonable chance he checks back like a queen or something like that, I guess, but or maybe something worse, but I want to give him a chance. I want to try and get 2 bets in. Sadly, he just made a tiny bet, but I do want to try and get 2 bets in there. Yeah, the ace is just such a good card to check on because A, it might hit him a little bit, so he might just make a bet. And B, it might make him bluff. If he was giving up, he might just, after calling the flop and missing the turn or whatever, after calling and missing, he might just be inclined to take a stab on the ace. I think we're just going to check fold this versus 3 bets. We're going to have loads of other hands we can check call with. I don't think we need to be check calling with the ace 5. But we are going to start sitting out our tables. I don't think 3 bets reps very much here, to be fair. But we can just have other hands that we can call with, so I won't call with that one. I mean, if I had a hand like pocket 10s there, for example, or pocket jacks, I would be calling in a heartbeat. I would guess this is going to go chop chop a lot of the time here. Oh no, we just lose. Fair enough. Did not expect that. Did not expect him to have a hand as strong as ace king there, given that he just like min c-bet the flop. Or whatever he did. I can't remember exactly what his line was, but it didn't look like a ace king line to me. It'd be weird if we get raised here, but I'm a bet really small. Just try and get called by whatever 7x or whatever other weak stuff he's been donking. I'm not sure if that's all the tables finished now. It is. So we're back in a moment, and we'll just be looking back at the hands that went to showdown that we didn't see during the video. Here we are back in the Hold'em Manager. This is the session we just played. 24-18. Whatever. So let's just pick out the big hand we lost. We lost with this ace jack. Oh, that was versus the ace king, wasn't it? So we know how that one went down. He did the min 3 bet. He did the check the flop. He did the min bet the turn. Yeah. Whatever. It was the S5 we check folded. 7s versus 9s. This one was. He min 3 bet the 9s. We called. We checked. Yeah. whatever. I don't think we need to bluff there. I think we can definitely have some of the best hands some of the times. Other times he's just not going to fold if he's got like an ace jack or something like that. So not too worried about how that one went down. That one we just check folded, so we know the result of that. Check fold again. So he bluff card. I don't remember this hand. Do you not even remember this one? Maybe this was before the video started because I do not remember it. But yeah, I think my call's fine there. Raise fold there, check fold there, fold. Wow, looks like we dodged a bullet here. This might have been before the video too, I think. So he bet, we called. We donk trips on the turn. He min raises. We call. And he didn't value bet the river. So, oh, yeah, he didn't value bet the river. My phone's ringing. I'm just going to pause the video for just a moment. Anyway, that's all the biggest pots that we've lost. We're down to like 6 big blinds, so obviously that's I'm not going to review them. And let's look at some of the stuff we got called. So we didn't actually win any big pots either. It was kind of quite an insipid session, really. I think this was before the video started. And we just got queens in pre, incredibly standard. We run good, happy days. This is a hand where we see what he paid us off with. We just made a really small river bet, targeting exactly this type of hand, which is why I chose that sizing. And we did get the call. Maybe could have gone slightly bigger, but I do like to make sure to get the call in these spots. That's sometimes when I went to showdowns a little bit higher than other people. My red line's not always brilliant. It is because when I'm in spots like this, I do tend to try and get the call rather than like use a bigger sizing to allow me to, you know, to like whatever, protect my bluffs and shit. No, just play for the call. Nothing to see there. We could have got a bigger bet paid here, couldn't we, versus that hand? I mean, we weren't to know. We weren't to know. But had I known he was as strong as ace queen, I absolutely would have jammed, but I didn't think he would be. Kind of thought he... Well, I didn't know what he had. I mean, the guy's playing a lot of hands. He's not very good. Yeah, when he just bets 30, I don't know. I mean, maybe he's bad enough if he's just got a random ace there. Maybe he's bad enough just to call. Who knows? But again... Play for the call, in my opinion. That's what I did. And it looks like all these have just been like where people have folded to us. So yeah, we've had a bit of closure on the hands. Oh, this was a hand that I liked. Did we do it before the video or after it? I can't remember. I think this was part of the video, wasn't it? Might not have been. Might could have been before the session started, before the video started. I'm not sure, but we see bet. I think it might have been before the session started actually. So we just see bet here because like the 7 of spades gives us backdoor everything, and the board's pretty dry. The turn improved our equity, so we went for it again, and I decided to empty the clip on the river, and it looks like our bluff worked. My bluff worked, which I'm happy with. And where was that? What's another one where we just like overbet the turn? It was this one, wasn't it? And he just folded in like a 3-bet pot. So we isolated him. We c-bet the flop because again the 9 of hearts gives us tons of backdoor equity. He called. Turn a straight draw. And we just decided to commit and go for the overbet, and it worked. So happy days. Hope you enjoyed the video. I know you guys aren't super happy with the format, but we'll just quite look at my graph because it's pretty fucking sick at the minute. That is a nice graph. Pretty damn happy with that graph. We are running slightly above EV, but barely noticeable. Pretty happy with that red line. And In terms of win rates, we are currently, I mean, that's absurd. It's not going to be sustainable, of course, but I'm really happy with how it's going. And yeah, I'm happy with how it's going. It's so far. It's a nice side project that I'm enjoying, probably because I'm crushing it at the moment. But yeah, I'm enjoying the side project. It's helping keep my game sharp for when I play my other like fishier games that are slightly higher stakes. So it's keeping me sharp. It's giving me something to do in my downtime. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy with it. I know you guys don't like the video format, like I was about to say. I'm sorry, but it's probably going to remain this way. So maybe we'll do the odd 2-tabling video when there's like a full pool, so we can just get regular tables and get into a rhythm. But because I'm usually playing at off-peak times, it might often just be 4-tabling, I'm afraid. But it's better than nothing, isn't it? So yeah, if you guys don't like it, I apologise. If you do like it, great. And we'll see you again probably early next week. Bye bye for now.